But for today, actually, I'd like to, although we are not doing reading, but I'll still like to just talk a little bit more about pronunciation and enunciation, because after all, if you are having a conversation with someone, you would also like to speak and pronounce the words and enunciate them properly. Okay, so that's what we are focusing on today, even though no reading a lot has been taken away, right? And then later on, we're going to have a lot of discussion because today is mainly on oral communication. Okay, so not so much about reading and writing anymore. Yeah,
which is probably good.
I guess so. But we don't usually do oral communication for our content. The reason why we do it now, and we're probably going to do it another time, will be closer to your end of year exam. So this is the only time we're doing it. Last lesson we did it also, and then today as well. We're going to do another 2 times closer to your end of year oral exam. That's all. Yeah. Apart from these 4 times, other than those other tutorials will be on like your paper 1, paper 2, mostly. Yeah. Okay. Now, when we talk about pronunciation, okay, we talk about like consonants. Consonants, do you know what are consonants? Consonants are basically all the letters other than your vowels, right? Your A, E, I, O, U are your vowels. So consonants are basically letters that are not your vowels. Okay. So it's very important to pronounce clearly the beginning, the middle, and the ending sounds of words. So in this case, the example they've given you is the number 3, right? And the tree. So you have to make sure you pronounce the beginning sound of the 3 and tree correctly. Okay? Otherwise, it will end up sounding like the wrong one. Yeah? So that's in terms of pronunciation. So what do we mean by beginning, middle, and ending sound? So in terms of pronunciation, you need to make sure, like for example, the phonetic symbol b, okay, this sound b can be at the beginning of a word, it can be in the middle of the word, or it can be at the ending. So for example, like big, right? So b sound is at the start, cabbage, okay, cabbage, and then your tub. Okay, so a lot of people say tap, tap, tap. Okay, make sure you emphasize on the b sound, tub. Okay, tub. Okay, and then of course we have like examples. Anyone wants to read? Wants to try to pronounce? No, nobody. Sheena's shaking her head. Okay. Park, of course, the sound, the phonetic symbol P has the P sound, right? P sound. So park, report, tap. Okay, so you need to make sure that your all these are your consonants, right? They are not your A, R, U. They are consonant sounds. You need to make sure you read them correctly, right? And then T sound, T, toy, rattle, and bat. Okay, some people just bat. Yeah, so bat. And then you have your D, which is your D sound, right? Duck, ridden, mend. Okay, and then this is actually your K sound. But sometimes the K sound is not spelled as K. It can be your cat, which is also a K sound, right? Token and panic. Okay, so you end with the K. Okay, so basically this table is for you to practice, and also basically for you to just be a bit more aware when it comes to reading. Of course, like I said, reading has been removed, but I still feel like it's important for you to be able to pronounce properly, especially when you're having a conversation with your examiner. You just want to make sure that you have read it properly, or you have, enunciated a certain word properly. Yeah. Okay, now we talked about consonant sounds. Those are just some examples. Actually, there are more than those 5 listed just now. So you have your vowels, but the thing about vowels, it can get a bit confusing because there are long and there are short vowels, and they make a huge difference in terms of the sound. Okay, so for example, a speaker may confuse others by saying there's a sheep on the farm instead of a sheep. Okay, ship and she, different. Okay, the vowel, the sound, one is long. Okay, the sheep, the E sound is a long vowel. Now the ship on the sea, that is a short E sound. But the sheep at the farm is a long E sound. Okay, so these are basically your phonetic symbols for your vowels. Any volunteers wants to read? No? Okay, so we have your right? Your A, letter A phonetic symbol. The two slashes are actually showing you that it's a phonetic symbol. It's not a letter. It's not a letter of the alphabet. It's basically a sound. Okay, so when you see A, the sound is actually right? And some of you might have learned phonics before. So it's sound. So cat, right? So you need to emphasize on the sound. Again, usually vowels, you don't find them as ending sound because usually a lot of words don't end with a vowel. Even if they do, the sound might not be a vowel sound. Okay, now the second one, which is a letter E, okay, of course, the sound of E is right? Like for example, elephant or bed. Okay, a lot of people say bed. Okay, but it's actually bed. The correct pronunciation is bed. I'm going to bed, not I'm going to bed. Yeah. Okay, then of course, your I sound, which is your I, right? In and sit. So I sound. Okay. Then of course you have your O. O is definitely right? Octopus, cod, sound. Okay, then lastly, you have your U, which is also a vowel, is us, duck, sound. Okay? Right, so you must be thinking why we're learning this again. I think even though, yes, you might have done phonics in kindergarten even, or even primary school. Okay, but
Did it
sometimes,
once.
yeah, I'm sure you did it in primary school before, but eventually, sometimes we just get so used to speaking in colloquial language that we tend to not, emphasize, and we tend to just overlook all this pronunciation. So it's good to be aware. Okay. Yeah, so these are actually considered, so just now these are short vowels, and then we also have more examples, like for example, arcade, far, spa, then you have your early, bird, purr, right? Easy, feet, thirsty, ooze, moon, flu. I think this one there's something wrong. Okay, this one the let me just correct it now. This one is not short vowels. I think there's a typo here. These are long vowels. Okay? These are not short vowels, these are considered long vowels. Because if you listen to the sound, it's not like before. Okay, let's compare A and A, okay? This A and the previous A. Okay, where's my cursor? This one is at and cat. It's very short. These are short vowels. But this one is long because it's arcade, far, right? Instead of it's R. Okay, so arcade, far, spa. Okay, so it's a long vowel. Okay, and then this one, early. Okay, just now E was but in this case it's early, bird, purr. Okay, and then of course E, just now E was just short, right? In and sit. But when it's long, it becomes easy, feet, thirsty. So it becomes long. Okay, and lastly O, instead of octopus, like sound or cod, it becomes ooze. Okay, ooze, moon, flu. So all these are long vowels. Yeah, so be able to differentiate between long and short vowels in terms of pronunciation. And then we have our consonants just now as well. How do we pronounce consonants mostly? Okay, now then the next one is actually voice or voiceless. Okay, what do we mean by voice? What do we mean by voiceless? Like, if you try to pronounce the letter F, you might want to try. Okay, it feels like there's no projection of voice. So it's called voiceless. Actually, you're not using your voice box here. If you pronounce the letter F, okay? Basically, you're just like blowing air into it, but you're not using your voice box. But for view, okay, for view, you are really projecting your voice. So this is a voiced sound. And feel is a voiceless sound. Okay, so now you say the f aloud. If you say the f aloud and you put your finger at your throat, okay, you might just want to try, put your fingers at your throat. You say f, say the F sound, okay? Do you feel any vibration? Nobody's doing it. Okay, because
in my opinion, that means something else.
What? Oh, because it's letter F, is it? Oh my goodness.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
It means something else.
Okay, then let's try others. Okay, let's not do F. I think at this age, sometimes you tend to associate with something else. Okay, let's do T then. Okay. Okay, can you try to pronounce T?
Are you talking to everyone else?
If you say T, you touch your throat, you don't feel any vibration. So it's a voiceless sound because you're not projecting your voice. Okay, but if you try the letter P. Hey, wait. Oh, these two are the same actually. Yeah, how come there's so many typo errors here? Okay, maybe let me just erase this.
I can feel a very, very slight vibration.
Really? That's probably because your air, you are trying to, just send air from your lungs to your mouth. Maybe that's why there's slight vibration. By right, there should not be vibration because after all, F or P or T or S and K are all voiceless sound. Even if K, you can try S also, right? So if you touch your throat, actually there's no vibration. Whereas if let's say we were to compare with, let me see what the voice sounds. V, for example, if you say V, Varun, okay, so you will actually feel vibration, right? If you were to say Varun.
I forgot
Now,
that my name starts with a V.
Yeah, because your name starts with a letter V. If I were to say Sheena, right? Shh. When I pronounce Sheena, shh, you feel your throat, there's no vibration. Okay, so because it's voiceless, S is voiceless. Anyone else I can use as an example? No. Okay. Yeah, so F, S, K are voiceless. V, Z, G are voiced. So again, why are we highlighting this? Because I think it's good to emphasize a bit so you're a bit more aware when it comes to pronunciation. Okay?
It's because we need to pronounce better.
Yeah, you do need to pronounce properly. I know as much as it sounds like it's a bit cliche. The examiners are Singaporeans. It's not as though they're from, GC, O levels. Those who mark your paper 1 and 2, your papers are sent to UK. But the examiners who test you for oral, they are actually local. So they are your teachers.
But I thought they're from other schools.
They are from other schools. Yes, they are locals. So they are Singaporeans. Mostly, most of the teachers, most of the MOE teachers are Singaporeans, right? So, but still, you are expected to speak in proper English with them. You're not supposed to be speaking colloquial language with them. Yeah, so you are expected to pronounce properly as well. Okay. Yeah, so I've given you examples for this. Now we're going to move on to voice or voiceless. Now, end the word with a T when the ending sound of the verb is voiceless. Okay, for example, or you can end with P also, like cap. So when we add the past tense marker ed, it will sound like T. So instead of kept, we don't say kept, okay, we say kept, right? So what they're trying to say is that when you are ending a sound, when you're ending a voiceless sound, because okay, the last letter P is voiceless. So when we add ed, we will pronounce it as T instead of D.